Hey guys, today's September 19th, 2025. So the next date that I'm looking at is September 29th. So I see this as a very high watch date for war. It's actually quite concerning with all the data that I found. It's not going to be a long video, but the connections that I have are really compelling. So hopefully this isn't like World War III, but I don't know. It actually has that possibility for what I'm going to show you guys. So back in the year 1914, July 28th, that was the date that World War I began. And so in the same year, we had the death of Pope Pius X. He died August 20th, 1914. So he died exactly 23 days after the beginning of World War I. Now we fast forward to the year of World War II. Well, in this year we also had the death of a pope. This was Pope Pius XI, and he died exactly 203 days before the beginning of World War I. So we have a 23 connection with the death of a pope in the years of World War I and World War II. So of course we had the death of another pope this year, Pope Francis, and he died exactly 23 weeks prior to the date 9/29. Well, that's what first got me looking at this date or other dates, trying to connect the number 23 with this pope to see, well, can I find any more evidence that leads me to believe this could be another war? God forbid World War III, but it's concerning, what I'm going to show you guys on top of this. So I also found it very interesting that Pope Francis lived 32267 days, his lifespan. And from the time the Golden Gate Bridge opened to 9/29 is also 32267 days. The Golden Gate Bridge is in San Francisco, named after St. Francis. So I have this connection, not only we had the connection of the 23 connection with the Pope, but we also have this connection with the Golden Gate, which is interesting. We have this big 9/11 connection to World War I to 9/29, right? 111 years, 9 weeks apart. If you go back to the date that Israel was first attacked, October 7th, 2023, you can see there's a 9/11 connection connecting World War I, and also another inversion of a 9/11 connection from World War II to October 7th. This date, September 29th, is also 911 months, 1 week, 1 day from the birth of Netanyahu. So, big 9/11 connection to the Prime Minister of Israel. Not only that, it will also be 33 months exactly since the last time he was sworn in as Prime Minister. Now, as you know, there's been a lot of acts of war between Israel and Iran recently. But this date is also the 71st birthday of the president of Iran. I found it interesting. This is the exact same date that CERN was founded. But 71, what does 71 equal? Well, 71 equals World War III. So I just showed you guys the connection, the 23 connection with the Pope, connecting World War I, World War II. We have it again on this day. It's the 71st birthday of the president of Iran. World War III equals 71, right? I mean, it's got a perfect 9/11 connection with the birth of Netanyahu. I mean, these two countries are at war. It's also 71 weeks, 1 day after the last president of Iran was killed in a helicopter crash, or a 9/11 code backwards, right? 1 year, 19 weeks. If you look at the date that the president of Iran assumed office, it's on the anniversary of World War I, the 110th year. Now look at this, guys. War equals 42. Iran equals 42. World War equals 42. August 18th, 1983, the Ministry of Intelligence was founded. This is Iran's intelligence agency, and they will be exactly 42 years and 42 days old. So look at this movie, World War III. I went in Google and typed movie titles World War III, and the first thing that came up was a movie, an Iranian movie, a movie made in Iran called World War III. Look at the running time, 107 minutes. 10/7, this is the date that Israel was first attacked. But look at its release date. It's when it was first shown at the film festival in Venice. Exactly 3 years, 22 days. I mean, this could also be 3 years, 22 days after the Queen died too, because with the end date included, because she died the next day. So if you notice the time difference between World War I and World War II, 25 years, 5 weeks. Of course, we're in the year 2025, right? But this has a 322 connection because 322 is the 255th composite number. But these two dates also add up to 68 as well as 32. We also have a 68 connection to September 29th, 2025, because it leaves 93 days remaining in the year, and 93 is the 68th composite number. 93 in itself is very interesting because on 9/11/01 we had Flight 93. We also had one of the towers being hit at 9:03 a.m. This is also the 17th anniversary, which 17 is the 7th prime, of the 777 crash on the Dow, the biggest drop in 2008 during that financial crisis. It's also 77 weeks after the August 21st, 2017 total solar eclipse. It's also 7/7 on the Jewish calendar. And it also reduces to 9/11 forward and backwards, because if you were to reduce the 29, it becomes 11. 2 plus 2 plus 5 is 9. So you'd have 9/11, 9. It's also 22 days after the recent eclipse on September 7th, the master number. So anyone else out there is watching this, please feel free to use any of this information, get this out there, or add some new things if you can find it. Because this is really quite concerning. With hopefully it's not World War III, but man, this is, who knows? I could be wrong, but the evidence here is quite compelling, and I think some of you out there is watching this should either share or just make a video and try to find some more things that you could add to this. Make people aware to something before it happens. That's also a way to wake up individuals. I know it's very difficult to do that. That's why, most decoders, they want to obviously focus on what has already happened because it's so much easier, because it's so difficult. I've been wrong many times, and I've been right, here and there about some things. And I'm also looking at another date I'm equally concerned about, is a blackout. I got mounting evidence on that date. It's October 7th. Leaves 85 days remaining in the year. It's also the anniversary that Israel was attacked. So we will see what happens, and we'll talk to you guys in the next video.